Welcome back, everyone. It's Eric from Rare Candy, and here today we are back on PTCGO. This time we're going to be taking a look at the somewhat hyped new Cramorant card that is coming out of Vivid Voltage. I think this was definitely one of the more anticipated new single prize decks. That's what we are going to be trying out here today. But before we get into this deck profile, just a couple things. If you guys can, smack that like button. It genuinely really does help get this video seen by more Pokemon TCG fans on YouTube. And if you guys need any cards to complete this deck or any others on PTCGO, you guys can check out our friends over at PTCGOstore.com. Use that coupon code RARECANDY at checkout. And our patrons also have an exclusive discount code of their own to get an even bigger discount. Also, I just want to give a huge shout out to our patrons, Fred Nealon and Zach Hill. They're actually in part responsible for this video being posted today. Both of them requested to see the Cramorant deck here on the channel. So depending on how much our patrons decide to pledge, one of the benefits is that they actually get to choose video topics for us to cover here on the channel. And if you want to have an even bigger say over the types of content that gets put out on this channel, I'll have a link down below in the description if you guys want to learn more about our Patreon. So getting back into the actual deck itself, let's take a look at this. So we have Cramorant. This is a new Pokemon from Vivid Voltage. For just 2 colorless energy, you discard any number of Arrokuda from your bench, and it does 60 more for each Arrokuda you discarded in this way. So this is actually not too bad in terms of damage output for just a single prize Pokemon. If we discard all 4 Arrokuda from bench, assuming none are prized or anything like that, we can do 240. So that's going to knock out things like Pikarom, Zacian V, etc. And we can 2-shot basically any VMAX, which is pretty much all good and dandy. So yeah, this attack really isn't too bad that we have here. So this entire deck is basically just going to be built around recycling these Arrokudas over and over. And also we'll point out we are playing the new Arrokuda from the new set just because this one does have the Flock attack. We can search our deck for 2 Arrokuda, put them on our bench. So sometimes a nice early game attack if we haven't quite gotten set up just yet. Looking at our other Pokemon, we don't really play too many. The first of which is going to be Tapu Koko Prism Star. This is one of the ways we are aiming to cheat extra energy attachments into play, just because we can only play 4 Twin Energy in a deck, and we're going to need more than 4 Cramorants probably to close out a game. So we need some ways at cheating a couple of extra attachments. We have the Tapu Koko Prism Star, and we also have some copies of Turbo Patch as well to help with that too. But we also have 2 GX Pokemon. We have Dedenne and Oricorio. But I will say you never really want more than one of these in play at any given point. So depending on what your position is in the game, you might need to choose one or the other. You're going to commit to being in play. But I will say this, since we are playing Lightning Energy, we can use Tingly Return on Dedenne here if we do need to get out of play at some point. So that is an option we do have at the very least. But these guys are just going to help us dig through our deck a little bit more, especially since we are very reliant on the new Nessa Supporter here. A lot of times we do need alternate ways at drawing cards, and Oricorio or Dedenne are going to be a good choice for the deck. But like I said, Nessa is going to be a very important card for this deck. You put 4 combination of water Pokemon and water energy cards from discard pile into your hand. So this is how we're going to recycle those Arrokudas or even our Cramorants whenever they get knocked out. We just want to abuse this card over and over. So we also have a copy of Palpad to recycle these if need be. And our only other supporter is just 4 copies of Professors of Research. I mean, quite frankly, you really can't afford to play any other card. You can't play Boss's Orders in a deck like this where you want to just keep using Nessa over and over. So that's why we're playing cards like Oricorio or Dedenne. And also we see here we have Rose Tower. This is another way at drawing cards without having to play a supporter. So once during a turn, we can draw until we have 3 cards in hand. So we're not really going to be digging a lot and, expanding our hand size massively a lot of the time. So Rose Tower can be a nice way at refilling our hand size. Also makes us a little bit Marnie proof and reset stamp proof, especially with a deck like this. Like if you discard all of your Arrokudas as an example, and your opponent goes like, okay, cool, reset stamp, and you have a 1 or 2 card hand, you do need some ways at refilling your hand size to make sure that you can find your Nessa again on the next turn. Similarly, we also have 4 copies of Lucky Egg. So this is ideally going to be attached to our Cramorants, and every time they get knocked out, we get to refill our hand to 7. So again, this is how we are, bypassing needing traditional draw supporters. We do have 2 copies of U-Turn Board just to give ourselves free retreat. We do have 4 copies of Pokemon Catcher in the deck as well. Like I said, we are not playing Boss's Orders, so we do need some other gusting effects. So for Catcher, yeah, it's a coin flip, but we can easily play it at any point to be able to better use Rose Tower if we need to. That's another thing I do like about a lot of the item cards in this deck. Outside of like Turbo Patch, you can usually play all of them immediately if you choose to. Let's see. What else from there? I think most of the other stuff is pretty standard. We got 4 Poke Gear just to choose our supporters a little bit more easily. And looking at our energy count, this might look a little bit weird. We have 4 Twin Energy, obviously. We have 4 Lightning Energy, obviously to use with Coco. But we do have the 1 random Water Energy as well. And that's just because we're playing Nessa and we can get back Water Energy. So sometimes we actually might want to get back energy with Nessa. So the 1 Water Energy is just going to give us a little bit of flexibility there without really digging into our like Coco Prism Star consistency too much. So that is going to be the list we're going to be trying out. I will say up front, I think this deck, or this list in particular, has kind of a rough ADP matchup, but I have been experimenting with some other lists for Cramorant that are more teched out to better deal with ADP. And I actually dropped those exclusively in a little bonus article for our Stage 2 patrons. So if you guys want to get some additional Cramorant content and just help support this channel in the process, I have a link down below in the description for you to learn more about that. But with that being said, let's hop into some games and see how Cramorant's going to do. Okay, so we're going to call the coin flip. What should we win? I think we're actually going to choose to go second, though. All right, so it's actually a pretty good, hand going second. So we can quick ball, toss that junk away, research. So we've seen a Ringer, so what is this going to be? Is this like the Charizard deck? I've seen a good bit of that online. Could be Colossal as well. Okay, so it is going to be the Charizard deck. I have to say, this seems like it would be a matchup that'd be in our favor. Both of us are going to exchange one-shots, but in our case, our one-shots I think are going to be a little bit more reliable since we're just a basic deck and not a Stage 2 deck. I mean, granted, we have like kind of a funky draw engine too. So I mean, we could still like stall out a little bit, but let's see what we can make happen here. Okay, so going back over to our turn. Hey, that is a great top to get. If we can get a catcher, kind of tool scrapper as well, really going to make things a nightmare for our opponent here. So we're going to quick ball. Going to go for Arrokuda. We do have 3 catchers in deck. We have all of our Pokemon, all for Turbo Patch. Oh, we prize 2 Nessa. That's interesting. So we do need to be mindful of that. And we're just going to go for a research here. Okay, so we have catchers. I mean, if we flip heads here, I mean, I don't know what our opponent's going to do to come back from that. Yikes. So let's go in Great Ball before we do anything else. We do get an Arrokuda. Okay. I mean, honestly, a part of me is kind of cool with just... I mean, we could Dedenne and keep digging, which I don't hate. You know what? I think let's go for it, guys. So we'll get down our U-turn board. Quick ball. Unfortunately, we are going to get rid of a Turbo Patch, but we do have our Tapu Koko still, so it's not the end of the world. Let's see. We will at least play the Turbo Patch. May as well. Okay, gonna fail. That's fine. And just Dedenne. Okay, another catcher. Do we get there? Hey, and we do. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. So we're gonna go for the Great Ball. No, we're gonna go for Quick Ball here. We're gonna toss this away. Grab a Cramorant. And I actually might not put down the Rose Tower because our opponent's hand is kind of janky right now as well. So sure, I'll do that. That's fine. And we'll just knock out poor little Charmander. Do I want the U-turn board back? That's the next question. I'm going to say no. We're going to just discard this guy. We're going to leave the U-turn board in play. That way, if we do get knocked out miraculously, we can draw more with Lucky Egg. There's going to be a Nessa. That's a good prize to get. Okay, so I feel pretty good about this. We can knock out this Oranguru this turn. Even if they get down on our Charmander, I'm kind of okay with this. We're going to be 2 prizes ahead before they even get 1. And if we just keep exchanging just averagely, I think we're going to come out on top there. There's going to be boss orders. So maybe I should have got back the U-turn board. But we have the Twin Energy. That's why I wasn't too concerned with that. So we're just going to... Oh, there's the victory screen. But yeah, we had the Nessa to get back. The Arrokuda. That's going to be GG. Okay, so our opponent's going to go ahead and call the coin flip for us, which we win, but we're just going to choose to go second here. Let's see. So, like, this feels bad. Like, we could Dedenne, but we don't want to lose 2 Twin Energies. Like, we just don't. Okay, so it looks like it's a Rillaboom deck. Very interesting. So at least they're probably going to be taking things kind of slow as well. So I think actually what we're going to do here is... I think we're just going to do this, right? Oh no, actually we just messed up, guys. We could have potentially gotten the KO. I mean, this is probably still okay. Well, we would only get the KO if we went for Dedenne, got U-turn board. But yeah, that might have been a little bit better. So I think we're just going to do Flock for the moment. Yeah. Let's see. So we have all of our Arrokudas. We have Dedenne and Oricorio. We have Cramorant. 3 catchers, all turbo patches, all of our Nessas. Let's see. Prize 2 lightning, is that right? Powpad, I mean, basically I think we're pretty much good to go. I mean, I'm sure there's something I'm overlooking, but I feel like we have most of our cards. We're missing something. I'm just blanking on what right now. But yeah, just the 2 Arrokudas for the moment is going to be fine. There's going to be a double. So I'm assuming we're going to see Eggrow come down. Now I'm curious if they're playing Zyrude V, because Zyrude actually would be very annoying for us because we're not going to be able to one-shot tag teams with this deck. So if we hit them for like 240 and they just heal it off with Zyrude, that would be very annoying. But here's a Metal Energy? What? Okay. Okay. Very interesting. Very confused, but very interesting nonetheless. So we're just going to do this. Cramorant, and we can actually get a knockout here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we can actually just get the KO if we choose to. So we'll do this. I think I'm actually going to get rid of the Twin Energy. I kind of want to save our Nessa if possible. So we're going to grab Arrokuda. First Tower. And dope, we get a Cramorant as well. So yeah, I mean, this is like exactly kind of what you want to see with the Cramorant decks. Now we can just like nuke this double. Even with its ability, it's going to be knocked out. Okay, so I feel pretty good now. Now our opponent's drawing pretty dead to be fair, but even still, getting a massive KO like that turn 2 feels good. Even if they were like set up with a Rillaboom, I mean, that's definitely just a really big turn to have. So Ordinary Rod, that's fine. Now they're going to need a basic here, like absolutely for sure. Or they're going to need a Marnie, Research needs something. Maybe they're just going to hope that we don't have the Nessa to follow it up with. Oh, but they have Rosa. Interesting. Are they playing like a traditional rare candy engine with Rillaboom? Okay, they are. So, I mean, we can still one-shot Rillaboom. I mean, Rillaboom is not really going to be doing too much to us here. Pokemon catcher, so they're basically just trying to stall for a turn. Yeah, but we have the energy. Oh, that actually worked out pretty good for them. Ooh, but they're playing Zacian, so it's like an amazing rare deck. Okay, so they're starting to stabilize a little bit here. It's going to be a voltage beat. I mean, it'd be nice if Rillaboom let you get 2 different energies, but just the 1 grass is kind of annoying. But yeah, I feel good about this. So we can knock this out, and then Zacian's really not a big threat after that. So what do we do here? Pull. Sure, we'll just do this. Get all of our Arrokudas back here. Do we get rid of the catcher? I'm gonna say yes, I think. And I think I'm actually just gonna fail it as well. So I don't think there's a good odds they knock us out. Yeah, so we're just gonna fail it just to try to draw into another Nessa if possible. Oh wait, well actually we shouldn't put down the Rose Tower because they can use it, but it's fine guys. We're pretty decently far ahead at this point, so I'm not stressing too much. Yeah, actually, we definitely should not put down the Rose Tower. I forgot they had a 1 card in, so do as I say, don't do as I do. But, yeah, so we'll just do this. Do have to discard 3 Arrokudas, but from there, we're Gucci over here. I mean, this Zacian's only gonna hit us for 30. There's no way they can... I mean, I guess they probably play Metal Saucer, I would imagine. So maybe there is a world where they do get a knockout. Still, getting rid of their Viridian is good too. So they do need a Metal Saucer, but yeah, they're just going to hit us for 30. That's fine with me, and we should be able to win from there, guys. So we're just going to Pal Pad this back in deck. So we'll do this. Sure. Yeah, because if we just get 1 Arrokuda, we win, right? So yeah, it feels bad getting 2 multi-prizers down, but that's fine with me. And we're just going to Dedenne here. All right, so let's see what we get. Okay, and we get the Nessa, so we are good to go. So yeah, there we go. Gonna get back our little Arrokudas, but we only need 2. Zacian only has 110 HP. So from there, we're just gonna hit him with the old continuous gulp missile. And bam. So a little bit of a sluggish start from our opponent, but nevertheless, we were still like just knocking down their door immediately. So yeah, that matchup felt pretty good for us, I have to say. Okay, so it looks like we're going against a water deck based on the deck box. Very curious what it says. Could be Frostmoth. Might even be another Cramorant deck. We'll have to see. Oh my god, this hand is so bad. Yeah, this is not a great hand. I mean, I kind of want to draw a card off this mulligan, but at the same time, I want to be able to play our hand down. There's going to be Crushing Hammer. See the water deck box. So, could be Frostmoth. I think that's like a likely guess if their deck box is any indication. Could also be Picrom. Picrom plays hammers. So we're just going to chill with this hand for the moment. Okay, so it's going to be Frostmoth. And there we see the Drachi. We got the Snom there as well. Okay, there is going to be an Inteleon. So curious how this matchup is going to go for us. Let's see. So we'll Great Ball, just to kick things off. We fail it, which feels awful. God, can we even play down this hand? I mean, I guess there's a world where we can try to draw a card here. Okay, so we're gonna bring up Snom for sure. Just gonna retreat. Actually, I actually kind of don't want to put down Rose Tower because see our opponent has a 3-card hand. So now it feels kind of bad, but we already committed to the Ordinary Rods. Now we have to. Okay, and we hit Research. So it feels bad getting rid of the Twin Energy, but we gotta do what we gotta do here. And we'll scrap her as well. Get rid of that Air Balloon. So, okay. Sure, we'll just Great Ball again here. Okay, so we'll grab probably Cramorant because I don't want them to be able to. Well, they could do some shenanigans with the VMAX. The VMAX is actually really good against this deck if we don't get set up quick here. So sure, we're just gonna grab another Arrokuda, I suppose. And from there, just a pass over to our opponent. So yeah, Inteleon VMAX is definitely gonna put us on a little bit of a clock due to their like sniping that they have. There's gonna be a Fion. I'm actually really not bothered by Fion. I guess they're just benching it preemptively. So there's going to be another Inteleon, and yeah, now we're going to give them our Rose Tower. So this is what I was saying. We're like, I kind of didn't want to get it in play, but at the same time, it got us a Research. It did bail us out, so it did what we wanted. There's going to be a Marnie. So hopefully we can at least avoid the knockout from a VMAX. That's like the big thing I do want to avoid here. There's the VMAX. Do they have 2 energy to go with it? That's the next question. Marnie doesn't get them a whole lot of cards, so. Okay, so just going for a Hydra Snipe. So we're just going to promote Cramorant here. Do this. Sure, I suppose. I'll go with sure. Gonna get down Orkoyo. Gonna use Rose Tower before using Dance of the Ancients. Okay, that's good. So let's go ahead and probably Dance of Tribute before the Great Ball. Okay, so this works pretty decently. Man, I really don't want to. I really do not want to research away more Twin Energies. So we're going to fail the Great Ball, but we actually like have to do this now. So we'll just Turbo Patch, Tails, that's fine, and we'll just research. Okay, luckily we do find another Arrokuda for us. That's definitely good. Let's see. Go for a Turbo Patch again. Flip Tails. We'll still use Dance of the Ancients here. So we'll do this, and yeah, we'll just hit for 120. So it feels kind of bad. We didn't get in the 180, which is really the number we want to hit for. But if we do, if we can attack with a full bench on this next turn, like after they inevitably knock out this Cramorant, we have Nessa, we have Twin Energy, so we should be able to clean up the KO on this thing if we are fortunate enough to. There's gonna be another VMAX, that's cool. Again, now the one thing I don't like about this is we do have that Rose Tower in play that is helping our opponent a little bit, but so they're gonna put back Crobat, very interesting. Okay, just trying to play down their hand a little bit more, I guess. That makes sense. Okay, another Crushing Hammer, so. Okay, there is a heads, that does feel bad. switch. All right. Yeah, if they're able to attack us with this guy, that feels pretty bad. Luckily, we do have a twin energy, but man, we're already down 2 turbo patches. This is going to be our last twin energy, so I'm actually not sure if we're going to be able to close this one out. Telescopic sight, yikes, that feels bad too. Now they can snipe our poor Arrokuda. All right, so we are in trouble here, to put it lightly. So how in the world are we actually going to win this at this point? So let's go ahead and Nessa first of all. Or well, I think actually we're gonna go for a Dance of Tribute to start things off maybe. Actually, let's get rid of Rose Tower here. Gonna go for another Arrokuda. Well, actually, the issue we're running into now is, yeah, this feels really bad, especially since we got rid of our Tool Scrapper. Like, we have to bench another Cramorant. That's the issue, because we're gonna lose both of these next turn. Yeah, I think we've lost from them having the telescopic sight on their turn there. All right, so Dance of Tribute. Let's see what we can make happen. I don't think we have this one anymore, but we're gonna play. We're gonna do our best to play. So we'll do this. And sure, we'll just do, let's do that. So we would need to, man, I don't even know what we would grab here, to be honest, on this next turn. Okay, there's a Viridian that actually could help us. Yeah, that actually could help us get off an attack on this next turn, potentially. But I think we just lose kind of no matter what at this point, because, yeah, that's checkmate. So they're going to knock out both of these, and then they have another VMAX to follow it up on the next turn. So we're like literally just one attack behind. Like if they didn't have the telescopic sight on this Arrokuda, I think we'd actually just barely win. But since we don't, I think we're probably going to lose. So yeah, I don't see any way we win this one. We're just going, well, they actually retreat into this guy. Very interesting. Oh. Yeah, I think we just sack Arrokuda here. I think that's actually like best case scenario, but there's Crushing Hammer. Whew. We actually really needed that to be tails here because we were out of twin energies. Did they just give us an out? Because now they're not going to get the double KO. Well, I guess Fion could theoretically get them there. I see. Yeah, either way, actually, they're probably going to have it here. Yeah. So it actually doesn't matter either way. Well, not true. If we could actually attack with this guy. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. So we're just going to Pokegear. I'm just going to thin all these. So we're going to play Palpad. We're literally just going to get back one Nessa, I think. Okay, there's Turbo Patch. Yikes. We could still get our other one. Yeah, we're gonna Viridian. We're gonna get rid of a Cramorant. We don't need this guy. We're gonna grab this. Do this. And I think we just get back these three. So we need Turbo Patch and U-turn board, ideally. We can still lose just to a Fion, but this is like our only path to victory, I think. So let's see. And we don't get there, guys. So, I mean, we'll still play it out. We can just do this. Bam, knock out Inteleon. We're going to go down to 3 prizes, but then they can just come in and get the double KO here for game. So, a little bit unfortunate. We did prize the 1 U-turn board. So we actually, even if we had hit the turbo patch, it wouldn't have mattered too much. Yeah, and there's going to be the double KO for the game. So actually kind of close. I think we were literally just 1 attack behind, but you know, happens sometimes that way. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap up our look here at the Cramorant deck. I did say I think this deck is a lot of fun. It plays very uniquely just because you don't have access to all of the normal supporters you would in like most decks. So the engine it uses is definitely very refreshing, and if you're looking to switch things up, it is kind of a fun deck to pick up. Now, of course, its ADP matchup is kind of its Achilles heel, but like I did mention at the beginning of this video, I actually dropped 2 different ways to attempt to tech for ADP for the Cramorant deck. I'll have a link down below in the description if you guys want access to those bonus lists for our patrons as well. That's going to be it today, guys. If you did enjoy today's content, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you can, consider supporting this channel as well by becoming a patron over at patreon.com/rarecandytcg or by picking up some merch from our online store at rarecandytcg.com. It would mean a lot. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.